All right, what is up, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing well wherever you are. Wanted to jump into a quick deck profile here. New pack day. We had some cards come out, and some cards that I specifically have been excited for in the plant realm of things, and some Lightsworn stuff I might look into to try to mix it into my tier limits decks. But I'm just not sure kind of what type of version of it I want to run. So I'm going to spend some more time thinking on that one. But I wanted to kind of get this up here quickly and go through a quick deck profile for some Ragnaraika cards mixed with Naturia. So I was in Master 5, queued up today here, had some runs going all today, and I went basically like 7-4, 4 losses total, but 4 wins in a row at the end on a streak, and ranked up to Master 4. So here is the deck list, and just kind of running through it real quick. Got a little bit of the ratios and inspiration from one of my favorite people to watch for Naturia content, and I seen him combo labbing with Naturia and Ragnaraika, and I kind of liked how it was looking, so I wanted to kind of put my spin on it, and here it is right here. So running triple effect Veiler, running triple Mole Cricket, triple Evil Seed, 1 Sunflower, 3 Maxi, 3 Ash Blossom, 1 Beetle, and then we have triple Camellia. We have 1 Wicked Butterfly, 1 Primal Being Nibiru. We've got 1 for 1, and then we have 1 Talent, triple Bloom, 2 Call by, 1 Crossout, triple Blessing, and then I'm running triple Evenly just to make going second stronger, and then running 1 Hunting Dance, and then triple Sacred Tree. In the extra deck, running classic package for what I like to run with a lot of my Naturia decks. Beast, Barkion, 1 Vulcan the Divine, 1 Stardust Charge Warrior, and then 1 Baron. And then we're running 1 Linkuriboh. That's also core, I feel like, for Naturia decks. So like all of these right here, really versatile extra deck cards. And then we are running 1 Jasmine. We've got the Sunvalon, the Dryades. I don't know how people say that one, honestly. Dryades. But yeah, we've got the Little Knight. And then we're running the Skeletal Soldier, 1 Mantis Monk. We've got 1 Selene Snapper. And then we've got the Resurgent, running 1 Chain Coils, and then we are running 1 Sovereign, Stag Sovereign. So yeah, this is basically what I like to think of as like a mix between like, heavy Ragnarika extra deck, but then a little bit of a plant link kind of mixture. But yeah, so style of it is board breakers, and a little bit of going second, and then heavy hand traps, and you're trying to use a lot of your out of archetype power cards to help carry a lot of these hands, and then a lot of your interactions are kind of deck dependent and what you're going into. So kind of want to get deeper into it in the replays. So we'll kind of break down some of the replays, and then I might do a quick a solo mode just to show a quick 1 card combo with the Evil Seed, and kind of how through some of the games it baits a lot of interaction, and it also, if it goes uninterrupted, just branches you in. All right, so jumping into a quick, solo mode, wanted to just kind of show off the 1 card combo. So Bloom gets you into it, or Evil Seed, but since I pulled Bloom, we'll kind of do it here, and then we'll just pitch the extra Ash Blossom. But yeah, so we're going to use Bloom, search for Evil Seed, and then pitch the Ash Blossom. And then here we go. So we're going to normal summon Evil Seed. Evil Seed is then going to search out 2 cards here. We're going to grab the Samurai and the Wicked Butterfly. And then it's going to make you banish a card. So we're going to banish the Wicked Butterfly. Wicked Butterfly then has an effect where in the end phase, you're going to draw cards up to the different monster types among the monsters you control: insect, plant, reptile. So sometimes you can draw 2 cards, but most of the time you're going to draw 1. But that's a nice little boost going into the end phase if you draw into like effect veilers or something like that, or a maxi. But yep, so here we go. Now we are going to use Samurai's effect, and it's going to target the butterfly that we banished, and then it's going to shuffle it back to deck, and then we get a link to straight into the Skeletal Soldier. Skeletal Soldier is going to then be another part of the combo here, but because we used Samurai in a link summon, it's going to let us target the Evil Seed and bring that back. And then now we're going to use the Soldier effect and bring back the Samurai. So now we've got a lot of interesting choices that we can go into. But one of the best options is to go into Jasmine. And then Jasmine is going to be the branch into the Naturia engine. So at this point, we're going to use Jasmine effect, and you have to have a card pointing to it. So that's why you want to make sure you just summon pointing in the arrows. And then we're going to bring out the Camellia. Camellia is then going to pitch a, in this case, what we probably want to do is pitch something like a Mole Cricket, just to get it into rotation. We already have a Blessing in hand, so that might be the better idea, but it's really up to you. Honestly, let's do this. We're gonna pitch Sacred Tree, and then it's going to search a Blessing, and then now we have double Blessing. That's always a good thing. So off of this, we're gonna go into our Link 3. And then Mantis is going to banish 2, and we're gonna banish the Jasmine, and then we're gonna banish the Evil Eye, and then this is gonna let us search our trap card, and then that's gonna be a target pop. And then now we are going to set, and set. And so this is like classic little end board here. And what you can do with this now is we draw, and drew into Sacred Tree, a little bit rough. But so obviously we have an Ash Blossom, and we're gonna go right for one of our first blessings. And the blessing is going to let us bring back the Camellia. And then Camellia is going to dump the Mole Cricket. Now we are going to let that go through. Perfect. This is going to let us reborn like that. And then now we're going to use the blessing. Immediately after this resolves, we're going to synchro into a Naturia Beast on their turn. And then Mole Cricket's going to come back for free. And then we're just going to pop this. There we go. Perfect. And then Pile Arm Dragon's coming out. There we go. Negate that, and then we'll go ahead and use Mole Cricket. So this one option is kind of like going for a spell shutdown if you know it's going to be a spell heavy deck. What you're really hoping for is if they get a monster with a higher attack out, and then you could go straight into Camellia and Sunflower at the same time. I've already used Sunflower Effect to Reborn, so it's going to be a little bit rough. So in this case, just because we know this guy might use his effect, we're going to bring out the Sunflower. And this is just going to help us with popping it if we need to. And this is going to let us add a Blessing. And the Blessing is basically follow-up for if we have to pop our Nat Beast after this, we get it back for free. But yeah, we'll just play it out. As you can see, pretty much Flood getting spells, and then there is what we were expecting. So we will pop it. There we go. And the reason why I'm playing this out is because I just want you guys to kind of see the recursion that the Ragnaraika engine kind of provides. So, oh, good 1-for-1. That's a good card. Wonderful. So, you know, we could search out more cards, or what we could do is go right for a Blessing, and then we're going to use the Blessing to bring back a Camellia. I think I've already used 2 of these, huh? Yep, so Camellia might not have been a good idea just because we already have a Sacred Tree in hand. But what we can actually do is use this to pitch the Sacred Tree, and we're just going to search for something like this. Pitch Sacred Tree, get this into rotation, and then this is going to add something like this. Perfect. And then now we can normal summon this. No need to do that, but we can use this guy in the graveyard, target and shuffle, and then now he comes out. And then this lets you go into more, you know, link climbing. And they all kind of have that effect where in the graveyard, you can target one insect and plant, and then bounce it back to your deck. So it gives you kind of shuffle back for Mole Cricket searching for Camellia targets. And then also they reborn themselves constantly, so you can go up into your link climbs and get some better OTK. Like right here, if they had back row, I could go into Celine and pop back row. But yeah, so it is a really interesting deck that I've been having a lot of fun with. So we'll go right into some of the ranked gameplays where I can break down some of the more nuance with it. But yeah, so here we go. This guy will reborn like this, and then now this guy will shuffle him back like that. And then we've got, you know, big damage. We're gonna go right for this. Do I have all my Camellias in here? No, still have one Camellia. So we'll go for that Mole Cricket that we shuffled back earlier, and then Mole Cricket will bring out the Camellia. And then that would be enough for lethal if he didn't have a monster on board. Or actually, what I could probably do is do something like this. No, let's just keep it like this. This is fine. But yep, so we'll just go ahead and call it there. And this would be you know, a little bit off from lethal, but sometimes you can't cut it that way. All right, so I know this one's going to be a long one, but oh well. Sometimes I'm just doing this for my own fun. But yeah, we're going to jump right into this one. Right here, we are going first, and we got a decent hand. Got a lot of interaction with it, so we're going to go right for the Evil Seed. Evil Seed's going to get Ash Blossomed, and then we are going to, from this point, use the 1-for-1 to pitch Camellia, and then go right for a Mole Cricket. Mole Cricket going to bounce itself out for another Camellia. We're going to pitch a Sacred Tree. Sacred Tree is going to search for Naturia Blessing. And then I'm going to use these two on field to go right into our Nat Beast. Nat Beast is then going to proc the Mole Cricket to come back, and then I'm going to use the Blessing to reborn the Camellia, setting the other Blessing, and then setting our trap card. So then right here, he goes to bait that he is trying to go to end phase, I mean, to go to battle phase. So I'm assuming it's an evenly match. So only thing I can really do is try to go into a Barkion and stop the evenly match play. And then off of using basically this interaction right here, I use the set Sacred Tree to bounce the Mole Cricket, and then the Mole Cricket brings me out a Camellia from the bounce off the Sacred Tree, and then I'm using the Camellia to reborn the Sunflower, so now I still have my 2 Monster Negates live as well, and they normal summon Snash, so looks like it is going to be a Snake Eyes deck. They chain Kieran to my Sunflower, trying to negate the Poplar. So they're going to pop the Poplar themselves and get the Kieran out on the board. Poplar's going to set up into the back row. And then right here, they're going to use the Snash. I am going to use the other Sunflower and then just Tribute. And then now I'm just expecting him to beat over Nat Beast. So does go to battle phase, beat over Nat Beast. And then now uses a Harpy's Feather Duster to clear my Sacred Tree, and then that's going to let me search for another Mole Cricket. Now we're going to see a set go down, and then we have Mole Cricket. Nat Beast evenly doesn't really help off the draw, but that's okay. I'm going to reborn the Nat Beast, and then we're going to normal summon the Mole Cricket, and then now this is going to go right into a Ling Karibo. And then I'm going to go battle phase, beat over the Kieran, and we were kind of just chancing to see if it was another fire in hand that he could summon. Luckily it wasn't, and then we set the evenly match. They go ahead and draw. They use a Fire King Island. I'm going to use Nat Beast to negate and pop. And then that's going to be that. So, yep, that was, one of the games leading right up to the, that was game number 2 out of the 4-game win streak. So then we'll go on to the last 2 that were kind of going up into the rank up. All right, so this one is going to show a little bit more nuance in the gameplay and kind of, just a little bit more of a showcase of really what it's like in Master all the time, where if you don't really, when you're playing a deck like this, it really comes down to deck knowledge and kind of what they've revealed to you. So this is going to be me trying to break it down a little bit more deeply for you. So sorry if this one goes a little bit longer as well, but here we go. So they go ahead and chain Effect Veiler to my Evil Seed, and then they're going to chain a Max C. So right here, I could have gone into like Link Rebo or something, but I'm just going to chance not letting them draw. And then I'm going to set the Hunting Dance and just have it be a bait back row. And then we're going to work my Maxi and my Effect Veiler. So, we got matching hand traps. Let's trade. But looks like they set 2 back row, pass. So off the top deck, we get a Mole Cricket, which is huge. So we're going to use Mole Cricket, go for Camellia. Camellia is then going to pitch Sacred Tree. Sacred Tree is going to search for Blessing. Then we're going to use these 2 to go for Nat Beast, which is one of my favorite lines after it's eaten interaction. And then there we go. We go right for the Reborn of the Mole Cricket. I'm going to use the Blessing, Reborn the Camellia, and then they're going to Nibiru me. So I'm going to chain the Max C, and we're going to hope to draw 2. So off of this, that's at least a guaranteed Pot of Greed, might as well. And then there we go, drew another Maxi and a cross out, which is rough for us. So then now we have a token on board. They normal summon Grave Squirmer. So now we kind of know what they're playing, and what they do from here, that's going to be obvious what type of line they have. So Yubel, they go right for an Almirage. I should have used Maxi right when they normal summon, but I just wanted to see what they were doing. I'm going to reborn the Mole Cricket, and then I use the Maxi. What I'm thinking to myself is I'm hoping that if he either commits, he's then going to make me draw a lot of cards. But if he doesn't, he's probably going to go battle phase, beat over the token, which he does. So then now tokens beat over. In main phase 2, I right away use Mole Cricket. He now has highest attack on the board. So now I threaten a monster negate, and basically what he needs to do is either commit to try to get rid of some of my board right now, or he's just gonna basically pass into me having a monster negate live and setting up recursion. So right now the sacred tree goes off. I'm adding a blessing. He's gonna chain the grave squirmer, and I'm going to negate that. So he then chains one of his back rows, which is the imperm. So this is then gonna stop the negate, and I'm expecting that he has a spirit in hand. So here comes Spirit of Ubel, boom. And then Spirit's going to try to set up his back row. I am then going to chain Camellia and then chain Effect Veiler. So chain link 2 Camellia, chain link 3 Effect Veiler. Back row is Eternal Favorite. He just flips it for no reason. It's not really doing anything. And then right now, it's negated and we bring back Nat Beast. So now Nat Beast threatens a lot. So he is going to commit further into the SP Little Knight, draw me another card, and then now I'm going to chain my negated Sunflower to dodge the SP Little Knight so that I can keep Nat Beast in rotation, and he has to go to end phase. So right now, what we look for on the top deck, a Ash Blossom, huge, and then we go ahead, summon the Seed. Seed searches Bloom and the Samurai. I'm going to banish the Evenly because it's useless, and then we normal summon the Samurai, use the Sowing to reborn the, the Blessing to reborn the Sunflower, and then we go to battle phase. Because we have Bloom, all my guys can beat over his Little Knight, so we just clear Little Knight, clear the Spirit. I have Ash Blossom, I have Sunflower, so he can't get any Ubel recursion. We know what his back row is, and then he's just in top deck. So, yep, that is basically a showcase of, kind of the nuance in how you have to really bait your interactions with a deck like this, and especially when you're you really have to know the matchups and kind of what lines they're going to take with the top meta decks like a Ubel deck like that. But yeah, so it's just kind of having hand knowledge, seeing that he's bricked, that he set multiple cards, he has to normal summon Grave Squirmer. So you're thinking, okay, like if he's just trying to get Grave Squirmer in a graveyard, that means he has to have Spirit or one of the Ubels. So it's just what type of gameplays can you make happen? And it's like, okay, I have this Maxi. Instead of him just passing, how can I force him to play through it? I'm hoping he breaks my token. I'm hoping then I can go into, setting up a monster negate, stopping his squirmer line, things like that. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into the last game here. Okay, so final game here. Wanted to showcase, just kind of the exact reason why I put the evenly match in. So is my rank up game. I'm on a 3-game win streak. If I win this, I rank up. I go second. I have Ash Blossom evenly in hand. And so they use Sunvine Sowing. They are going to chain a called by. I just Ash the Sunvine because I'm trying to play what else he has in hand. But at this point now, I've just kind of resolved myself to letting them go full combo. So we're going to see what they cook up. They go right into the Loki. Loki goes into the Dryas. Dryas is then going to be interesting. He has the Twin in hand. Normal summons Twin, gets the Loki back, uses Twin and Dryas to go into Dance Peon. Dance Peon is then going to let him mill 3, basically search 3. He does hit the Evil Seed. Evil Seed comes out, lets him search for Bloom, and he searched for the back row, which is just insane. He gets rid of the Samurai, sets up the Bloom, uses the Bloom to reborn the Samurai, and then uses the Loki and the Samurai to go into Skeletal Soldier. Skeletal Soldier is then going to cause his effect where he gets these guys to come back, but first he needs to, get his Samurai effect, and then that's going to get a free Jasmine pitch. This branches him into Raika, and then Raika, he goes right into pitching for his search for his field spell, And then field spell sets up, lets him get his trap, and then he's got sheet in the back row, uses his skeletal soldier to reborn, and then goes for a link 4, using this to go into resurgent pass, setting another back row. So pretty decent board, but dies evenly. So luckily we had the evenly, so we're going to use that blowout card, yay, favorite thing in the game. And then we are going to use the effect of Butterfly to pitch itself and then let us special summon Camellia. Reason why is we know this is a bounce back and we're trying to keep our normal summon live. And then now we're going to search a Mole Cricket out, normal summon the Mole Cricket, so who cares? Here comes the bounce, because he knows I'm going to get the two body summon off of it. So now I would have shut off his bang, and then we go ahead, use one of the blessings to reborn the Mole Cricket, go right into our favorite classic Naturia Beast line. This is then going to let us bring back the Mole Cricket. I am then going to use this to go up into a Ling Karibo. And then we decide to use Ling Karibo and the the Sunflower to go into a Little Knight. Little Knight banish the Resurgent. And then we're just going to let set the blessing and then let the Rika Petal come back. Rika Petal is not too much of a concern. So in draw phase, I'm just going to chain, get my Camellia set up, and then we're going to work from here. So Petal is going to use its effect. I'm just going to get it off the field because basically they need bodies to tribute, and the only other way that they can tribute without having bodies is using spell cards, and we have Nat Beast. So yet again, it's another showcase of, just trying to have deck knowledge, like what is the only routes that they can take. And I'm just setting up recursion off that mill right there, so that causes the scoop. But yeah, so it's like the Nat Beast shuts down all of their options for tributing me or searching bodies. And right away, I got rid of the Petal so that they don't have anything to tribute. Anything that goes to the graveyard isn't going to help, and they're going to have to search a monster in hand that's going to have to tribute. Or a normal summon to kind of go into, more search plays. So at that point, the normal summon would have procced the reborn, and I could have reborned the Sunflower. We would have got 2 monster negates. So it's really about just tough on hand knowledge. One thing to say about this deck is when to scoop. It's either going to be really interactive, or it's a scoopable game. You just kind of have to scoop it. But yeah, so we'll jump into the deck list at the end. I know this is a long one, so I apologize again for any who stuck around. I know I'm just rambling, but I love Naturia and I love plants and Ragnarika, whatever you want to call it. I like this engine a lot, and I'm going to be playing around with it for sure. But we'll jump into the deck list. Okay, so final thoughts on the deck list. Ratios, definitely you could probably change it up. I'm sure there's different ways and different hand traps and different things to kind of run it with. I feel like how I have it right now, it's playable in Master Tier, and it's really kind of like a knowledge check deck. To me, it's pretty fun to pilot, and I don't really see any like glaring issues with it, other than it doesn't have the strongest turn 1 boards. If you go into classic Naturia lines, you're either gonna, just blind to end on Nat Beast or on Barkion, whatever you're feeling out by their interactions, or you're gonna go into what I showcased a little bit of in the solo mode, where you're going into the Ragnaraika lines trying to set up Link Recursion, and then at one point you're going to try to OTK or just get up some heinous stuff. Like, even when I kind of closed out of it and didn't OTK because it was the robot all the way, and I missed OTK, when I knew I was going to miss OTK, what I could have done was gone into Sovereign, reborn Celine again, or one of the other guys, and then we end on basically a floodgate and a pop 2. So then it's like they activate a monster effect. We negate hand monster effects from the hand for the rest of the turn. And then if they special summon a monster, we pop 2 monsters on the field. So you hold that for interaction. And then I had a Camellia on board, which is just gonna reborn Sunflower or reborn Mole Cricket, so the recursion was there. But so that's what I mean is it really sets up those types of boards where you have to really feel out what they're playing and make smart choices. Otherwise, you kind of don't have very much interaction or you blow it all instantly and kind of lose the game that route. But like I said, right at the end of the last game, kind of in the closing thoughts, it's a deck where right away if you should just scoop. It's a scoopable game. Just get out of it, play again. If you win the coin flip, you win the coin flip. If you go second, hopefully you have some of your blowout cards and hand traps. If not, there's some in-engine ways you can play into some stuff, going into Little Knight or going to Vulcan, get some bounces going. You can use these guys to pop back row, or if it's a U-Bell deck, like clear their Nightmare Pain and different things after you've played through stuff, and then you're starting to bounce cards back and bring them back from the graveyard. So a lot of different options. It's not the best deck in the world. I'm not saying craft it. I mean, honestly, if you already have Naturia cards, you're not really it's 3 Evil Seed, maybe a Jasmine, and then the 1 Stag. So like 4 URs in archetype, 5 if you're not a plant player, so it's not really that expensive. A decent engine for sure. So if you're pulling for like Lightsworn and other things and you don't know if you should dismantle them, here's a video to check out. So thanks anyways, peeps. I appreciate you, and have a good rest of your day.
Artificial love, we just make it up, 'cause reality will never be good enough. And even if it was, we just mess it up, 'cause we already lost, addicted to the